Welcome to SV Union High School and Junior College.
Welcome students, Standard 6th, Civics, Chapter number 4, Urban Local Government Bodies, Part 1. So let us start with this lesson, Urban Local Government Bodies. In this chapter, we are going to deal with the three important points that are, first one, the Nagar Panchayat, second, the Municipal Council, and third, the Municipal Corporation. In the previous chapter, we have studied the nature of the local government bodies in the rural areas. In this chapter, we will learn something about the local government institutions in the urban areas. So students, the local government bodies which are working and governing the city areas, they are called as urban local government bodies. These include the Nagar Panchayat, the Municipal Council and the Municipal Corporation. Our country has a large number of towns and cities and they are growing rapidly. Villages are growing into towns, towns into cities and cities into metropolises. The rural areas, neighboring cities are also getting transformed. Now students, let us discuss what are the main problems that cities face. Reshma had spent a wonderful Diwali vacation with her relatives in a city. However, she began to think about some of her experiences. Think along with Reshma about these incidents and write your thoughts in 2 paragraphs. The siren of the ambulance sounded loud and clear, but there was no free way on the road. Second, as a result of the decision to cut the water supply, there was a great crowd at the water supply tankers. Third, efforts were being made to provide facilities to senior citizens and small children in the park. Students, if you see the last points, efforts were being made to provide facilities to senior citizens and small children in the parks. Then what comes to your mind, children? Who is providing these facilities? Yes, definitely. These facilities are being provided by the local government bodies. So same way, children, you can write about the above 2 points. What do you think about it? Students, now just look at this chart. Facilities and problems in cities. What are the facilities which we get in the city, which are available in the cities? First is opportunities for industry and business. Second is expanding service sector. Third is large scale opportunities for jobs. That is why you can see the population of urban areas is increasing. Fourth is availability of facilities for entertainment, art, culture, etc. Now let us see the problems in cities. First one, shortage of housing. Second, insufficient space. Third, traffic congestion. Fourth, problem of disposal of waste. Fifth, increasing crime. And sixth, a large proportion of population in slums. Now we will start with the next point, that is 4.1 Nagar Panchayat. The villages that are in the process of becoming towns have a Nagar Panchayat. We see some areas which are neither fully rural nor fully urban. In such areas, the local government body is a Nagar Panchayat. So students, a Nagar Panchayat is a body which is taking care of an area which is about to become urban or city. That means here the population is increasing. An area which has a population of more than 11,000 and less than 1 lakh is a Nagar Panchayat. As with other local bodies, elections to a Nagar Panchayat are held every 5 years. The elected members choose a president and a vice president from among themselves. Now the next point is 4.2, the Municipal Council. The Municipal Council is a local government body for small cities. So students, an area which has a population of 1 lakh or more has a municipal council. Elections to the council are held every 5 years. The elected representatives function as councillors because they are the members of municipal council. That is why the elected representatives are called as councillors. As per the recent changes in the act relating to municipal councils, the president is elected directly by the people. There is a provision to hold the election of the president simultaneously with the general election of the council. The president of the municipal council is the chairman of all its meetings. He controls the working of the council and keeps a watch on the financial administration of the council. In the absence of the president, the vice president looks after the work of the council. Now students, there are some functions which are binding on the council and they are called as obligatory function. Now what is the meaning of obligatory? Obligatory means compulsory. So these functions are binding, means they are compulsory for the council. Now let us see what are these obligatory functions which are very much binding on the council. They are lighting of public street, next providing drinking water, then public hygiene, sewage disposal and registration of birth, death and marriages. Discretionary functions. Additional facilities provided by the municipal council to the people are known as discretionary functions. So what do you mean by discretionary function, children? Discretionary functions means additional facilities which are being provided by the municipal council to the people. Now let us see what are those discretionary functions which are being provided by the municipal council to the people. First one is the planning new public roads and acquiring the necessary land. Second, improving the condition of slums. Third, creating public gardens and parks. And fourth, providing secure shelters for cattle. Do you know, for every municipal council, there is a chief officer. He implements the decisions taken by the municipal council. There are several officers who assist him. Would you like to become such an officer? If you become a health officer, what function would you perform, children? So, the work of the chief officer is to see whether the decisions which are being taken by the municipal council are being implemented or not. Now, what is the meaning of implemented? Implemented means to carry out or to put a decision or plan into effect. That is the meaning of implemented. Like for example, if any scheme is being implemented, then what is the work of the chief officer? He will see whether the common man is getting the benefit or not. That is the work of the chief officer. That is called as implemented. Now the sources of revenue of the municipal council, that means from where does the municipal council gets money or funds. So the municipal council gets the amount or the funds from property tax by collecting the property tax, education tax, water tax, tax on markets and some grants from the state government. So from this money they can make out the development of their particular city. Now students, here is an appeal from the municipal council calling all citizens to take the following measures to stop breeding of mosquitoes and curb the spread of dengue. First one is, do not stack old tires, coconut shells, empty cans or boxes on your terrace or around your house. Second, in case of persistent fever, go to a doctor without delay. Third, keep your surrounding clean. So children, in response to the above, what would you do in your house and in the surrounding? You might have seen on the television such ads, children, where the municipal council is appealing towards the citizens to take such measures so that they will not be affected by such disease, that is dengue. Students, now we'll stop here and we will see the remaining part of this lesson in the next video, that is chapter number 4, Urban Local Government Bodies, part 2. Thank you everyone for watching my video. Keep watching my videos. Thanks a lot. Thanks once again. Thank you.